My name is Dave Pavlich, and I'll be your host for this evening on the preliminary fights live on Facebook. And Andrew McInnes was supposed to be on the main card here on AXS TV. Talk to us about your injury a little bit.
Yeah, I suffered a pretty big injury after my second pro fight. It was a long recovery road. It was horrible, something I didn't want to go through again. And coming back off that fight, I think I just redlined a little bit too hard for too long, and I felt a little, things going wrong. And it's just time. I finally listened to my coaches and my team and take a little time off, let me recover. I'll miss one fight, but it's better than missing 5 down the line. So
definitely. McInnes was supposed to fight world BJJ champion Jonathan Novaes from Brazil. And if you follow Mr. Novaes and McInnes and Maximum Fighting on Facebook, and on Twitter, you'll know that they've been talking a lot of garbage back and forth to each other. So tell us what happened over there.
Yeah, like any fight, I kind of have a chip on my shoulder and stuff like that. And Novaes, especially being a jiu-jitsu guy like myself, there's a little extra on there right off the bat. So, of course, being myself, on my phone all the time, I went to Twitter, had a little fun with it. It's a fight, gotta talk, have fun with it sometimes. So, did that, and things progressed.
Well, here we go. That's going to be a headlining fight on AXS TV for MFC 41. For the next show, so we're going to be pumped for that. But beautiful. Tonight, we have a stacked card, amazing, headlined by 2 World Championship fights. Who do you got in the main event?
The middleweight title, I got to give to Alvey. I'm a big fan of Wes Swafford, I believe his name's pronounced. That knockout at MFC 38 was absolutely beautiful. Nice long striking, nice elbows. Such a talented guy, but unfortunately, Sam Alvey, I believe he's a total package. He's a grinder, and in those 5-round, 25-minute fights, you got to give that to Alvey right there.
And then we got Kurt Southern and Galecchio in a rematch, which is going to be for the World Lightweight Championship. They fought last time at MFC 39. Southern was winning round 1. Yeah. Galecchio comes back in round 2, chokes him out, but then he missed weight at the weigh-ins, so he didn't win the championship. Tonight they're going to do it again. Is it going to be a repeat, or is it going to be revenge?
I think the first round is going to be the exact same. I think obviously Kurt's going to be the hammer. I think he's going to finish him. He's such a talented guy, especially in rematches. He was smart because his mission game has always been his Achilles heel. He was getting, lots of wins and then getting caught in submissions, really, really stupid, like first aid, basic armbar kind of stuff. He was smart. He went down to Team Alpha Male. Well-rounded in his game right now, and of course his track record of rematches is unreal. I see him walking through Galecchio. I don't think Galecchio is that talented, to be honest. After my injury, if I ever wanted to ask Pavlik about an easy fight back, it'd be Galecchio all day because I'll finish him within 3 minutes.
Well, that's big words from Andrew McInnes, but like you said,
he's a tough guy.
Like you said, Southern 4-0 in rematches.
Yeah,
he gets another rematch. Kind of lucky. Every fight, he's getting a rematch for every one of his losses.
That's true, but at the same time, he deserves it. He's such a great fighter. He walks people down. He throws these big bombs. He's perfect for the MFC ring where these strikers get to work. And even with him being in my division and a potential opponent down the line, I think he's incredibly talented, and I think he's going to get the job done in impressive fashion tonight.
Galecchio is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt like yourself, but you don't think he's got the skills tonight to beat Southern?
The thing with Southern is before, the first fight with Galecchio, he was like a blue belt at best. You know what I mean? Probably white belt level jiu-jitsu. And then, such an athletic guy can get down and fill those gaps rather easily. So that white belt little jump to maybe purple belt for Southern will cover what Galecchio's jiu-jitsu is, in my eyes, the world level. A purple belt, a good purple belt at that.
Well, we're sitting here ringside at MFC 40 at the beautiful Shaw Conference Center in Edmonton, Canada. We've got a stacked card. We just talked about the 2 headlining World Championship fights, but we also have a stacked undercard under that, which we're going to go on. We got your boy Corey Gower taking on Hawaiian undefeated John Bernard to headline the undercard. How's that going to go down?
Big-time bias coming down right now, but a teammate of mine, I see how hard he works, how talented he is. This guy, he's the kind of guy I envy. I just fought last MFC. I balloon up. I get fat. This guy pretty much eats beside me after training every day, and he stays a jacked up monster all year round. So he's a super freak, super talented. He's working with myself on the ground, so I'm really hoping his ground game prevails tonight. But striking up top, he's got great coaching. Cam Yella, Sheldon, all got complete fitness. He's hopefully going to get his striking game off. But having said that, John Bernard, typical Hawaiian slugger, just plants his feet, brawls. Going to be a solid fight all around, but my bias coming through once again. Hopefully my buddy Gower pulls it through.
It's going to be an exciting matchup. It's going to be an exciting undercard here in the Maximum Fighting Championship. Corey Gower, John Bernard headlining that. But now back to the overcard. The return, and another teammate of yours, the return of Victor Valimaki, who's former MFC World Light Heavyweight Champion. He's an incredible athlete. They call him the Matrix for a reason.
Yeah.
But his mental game has been something that caught him sidetracked in the past. How's he doing? Tell us some insight on that fight.
Like people want to give him a hard time on the internet and stuff like that, but he's been through a lot, as with everybody else in their lives. But just when that little problem in your life gets magnified on the MFC stage, it kind of throws everything off track. And, you kind of seen that within the last few years. But, myself, honestly, I don't usually vouch for guys, but he's been in the room training hard, every day, guys. He looks in shape. The weight cut wasn't bad, which, it's always been a problem thing with him, especially those last few years. So, guys, maybe team bias once again, but I believe Victor's back, and it's going to be a good fight tonight and a likely first-round finish. Let's see him, in full effect tonight. It's going to be a fight.
Victor came in on weight yesterday at 204 pounds at the weigh-ins. He looks like he's in the best shape of his life. He did tell us that it was the easiest weight cut of his life, so we're really excited to see his comeback fight. But, man, do we have a crazy overcard. The main card is just nuts.
Yeah.
We also have two top-ranked in the top 50 in the world bantamweights, because Burchak was our world bantamweight champion was supposed to fight on this card, but unfortunately got injured. Late replacement, but in the top 50, Jesse Brock comes in to fight Kevin Kroom, who's on a 10-fight winning streak with 7 KOs. The kid's unbelievable. How's that fight going to happen? What's going to happen in that one?
So I'll pretty much say the exact same thing that I thought back when Ed Cap called me for my MSC interview. My picks for the top 3 title fights. Obviously, that Burchak fight fell through. Burchak got injured. But now Kroom's got another fight, and it's going to be the exact same thing. I predicted this guy over Burchak, who's, gotta be honest, he's an MFC franchise player, puts on beautiful fights, super talented guy. But having do my homework on Kroom, I thought, a bigger, more diesel, walk-you-down guy would have gave Burchak problems. And same thing, different opponent tonight. Sorry, Anthony, I think you're a great fighter, but Kroom's going to put on a show tonight, I believe. And, hopefully prove me correct and make my predictions good.
Kroom is on a 10-fight winning streak. Let me repeat myself, with 7 KOs, which that's not easy to do in mixed martial arts. He's an exciting fighter that likes to throw down and likes to knock people out.
Yeah, 7 KOs at a lower weight class, guys, that's unreal. You kind of see that little gap at 55 where you see those split 50-50 decisions, maybe some submissions throw there, kind of all 3 aspects, 33-33, where striking, decisions, and submission, so that's going to be, a factor tonight. What was I talking about?
We're talking about Brock and Kroom still, which is going to be a crazy matchup.
Yeah.
So we can move on, because this card, just every single fight is just one of those explosive battles. Next up, we have Marcus Edwards and Aaron Gallant. These guys went head-to-head, forehead to forehead, shoving blows at the weigh-ins. It's going to be a crazy matchup. This Marcus Edwards, is he going to be the next big thing at lightweight in your division, or what?
Guys, here's another honest story. I got offered, Edwards early on, but he's a talented guy. He's super experienced. Only fought the best guy. Keep going.
We're going to start here, so sorry we got cut off a little bit here, guys. We got Alex Henmarch, our ring announcer. You can catch him on the radio in Edmonton on 92.5 Fresh FM. But we're going to kick things off tonight with Justin LaVirtue and Mike Hay from Legends Gym. This is both guys making their professional debuts here in the Maximum Fighting Championship. I mean, under these big lights, it must be hectic to make your debut.
Yeah, I had my 5th fight in the MFC, guys, and it's a little bit different being in banquet halls and these lower shows. You jump on top of the cage after you win, your head's sliding off the ceiling. MFC stage is big, it's bright, it's intimidating, And no matter who you are, no matter how mentally tough you are, it's a big step up, no matter how much mental training you do for it.
Well, here we go, guys. You heard it from Andrew McInnes. Who do you think's got this matchup? It's just pretty much one of those you just don't know till they show up,
it's
right?
It's a typical Alliance MMA fight, so those Kurt Southern-style grinders, and then that well-rounded Gracie Jiu-Jitsu style base coming out of McGilvery's gym, right? So many fights going on right now. Hopefully these guys come through and get their experience, in a positive fashion.
And here we go. We see Justin LaVertue getting Vaselined up, ready to come down. But back to the main card as we wait for these Lions to enter the Lions Den here in the Maximum Fighting Championship. Marcus Edwards and Aaron Gallant. Gallant just coming off a 7 seconds KO world record here in the Maximum Fighting Championship over Matt Jelly. I mean, the guy comes to fight. He hasn't lost he's undefeated in 3 years. Hasn't lost at 155 pounds. He's a different man. He went to Team Alpha Male.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
He's stepping up to fight one of these guys that can be the next big thing.
Yeah, like Gallant, he's a super tough guy. He knocked out a good friend and training partner of mine, Matt Jelly, and that was right over top of my head. I was in Jelly's core for that. Just the guy has super big power. He comes out fast, and that's a perfect, entertaining, fight with a guy with Marcus Edwards' power and ability as well.
What about Gallant? Do you think he's a little bit over his head now?
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, Edwards is one of those guys, the real diehard fans know him bright and early on in their career. His only 2 losses were decisions that Gaethje, who's a champion of another organization, and Efren Escudero, who's obviously Ultimate Fighter winner as well. So tough guy, super tough. Too much for Gallant in my eyes.
The crowd going nuts here at MFC 40. Preliminary action for Mike Hay, who's from Spruce Grove, Alberta, just about 15 minutes outside of Edmonton. He's got the following. He's got the crowd following him, so this should be a big battle here. Both gentlemen in a bantamweight 3-round war coming up. Here we go, Mike Hay.
It's a big
crowd's
pop for
on
a
their
rookie
feet
guy.
for this guy. My name is Dave Pavlich. If you're just joining us right now, my name is Dave Pavlich. I'm joined by Andrew Conda McInnes, MFC superstar at lightweight. He's an incredible talent. He just made his debut at MFC 39, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, submitting his opponent Dan Ring. And he was supposed to fight on this card, but unfortunately was injured. But he'll be making his MFC return at MFC 41. You can follow him on Twitter at Andrew Conda. And you can follow myself on Twitter at DPavlich.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter. I say a bunch of stupid stuff all the time, so hopefully you can enjoy it.
You got to talk that garbage on Twitter. You got to follow Andrew because he talks some trash to his opponents, and he just doesn't care. So if you're looking for excitement, definitely follow Andrew on Twitter.
Yeah, you want to hear a meathead space out and tweet dumb stuff? I'm your man. Yeah, by the way, guys, that little blip in my mind in the prelims was for my buddy Chad Laprise, so that was brought to you by Chad Laprise. Congrats and everything, bud.
Both guys look pretty prepared. I don't see too much intimidation of the big lights here in the Maximum Fighting Championship.
Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, standing at 5'7" tall, weighing in at 135.8 pounds, fighting out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Justin LaVertue.
Well, I'm surprised he even got some cheers. Coming here in hostile territory, taking on pretty big banner for his first fight.
Yeah, it's not bad. Hopefully he has that talent to back it up. Coming from a good camp, I'm sure he does. Same with the other guy, though. That Lions camp has a bunch of monsters.
That's the thing. These guys are making their professional debuts, but both coming from very experienced camps.
Yeah.
Both coming from very experienced teachers.
Yeah.
So here we go. MFC 40, we're kicking things off here with two professional debuts, Justin LaVertue and Michael Hay.
Justin's looking much bigger than Michael Hay. Yeah. Much bigger, broad shoulders, big guy.
Nice low line kick there by LaVertue. Finding his range a little bit.
Yeah, this is an interesting style matchup because, of course, those Saskatoon guys sometimes look to bomb, sometimes look for that takedown. But, you know, that Gracie Baja background, jiu-jitsu coming up right now, you know, that's going to be an interesting stylistic matchup between the two camps in itself.
Inside leg kick by LaVertue with an overhand right.
Looks like he's a little bit more diesel.
Ooh. Nice catch, not a huge takedown.
Oh. On top, man's making a big mistake. You can't pull out of these guillotines. You got to drive into them. The more you pull out, you know, sometimes you get out, you get lucky, but you also increase that pressure. Nice jiu-jitsu right now. Combos. I'm guessing this guy purple belt up.
Wow.
Big combos.
Wow.
Oh.
He gets out. Really nice hip escape there. So would you give the jiu-jitsu right off the bat to Michael Hay here?
It's got to be Hay. Nice combos, nice flexibility, but that wrestler base and that grittiness, maybe we're seeing that right now pop out already.
Huge reversal here by LaVertue. It's back and forth battle to kick things off here at the Maximum Fighting Championship.
Oh, big shots, big shots. Got a modified, who's that, Twister, Gary Goodridge crucifix thing going on. Hayes Weasley pops his head out. He's going to be in a good spot. Nice, beautiful.
Oh, full mount there.
Slides right up. That BJ Penn slide right into mount. Got to maintain that top position. Got to avoid that urge to go in the back. The best thing from MMA is to ride on top. If you find those hooks in their stomach down, that's best case scenario, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Beautiful jiu-jitsu.
Both hooks are in. Now, if you're LaVertue, what's the first step to getting out of this rear back?
So the thing is, from back control, the guy in the back usually has it over-under. So you're covering all angles of the guy trying to slide out. I believe that now he's switching over-under, but from double underhooks, you have two pathways sliding right up over their shoulders, away from that choke. Everybody's rear naked power is really strong, like those normal push-ups in that linear motion, but you go incline, decline, the guy's sliding up and down, that throws everything off. So if I'm bottom, if I have my back taken, that's what I'm looking for, and I'm reverse engineering that on top. So beautiful back control being displayed right now from Hay.
Hay continues to hold the back, working for that submission, the rear naked choke. He's got both hooks in. Is it easier?
Switching him out. Oh, who's coming up on top? Stay on top, Hay. Wrestler's base wrestling up again. Alliance MMA all day right there.
Oh, Michael Hay went for a triangle choke here. He's in full guard.
You can't punch when he's throwing up that triangle. It complements that attack. It's locked up. Beautiful. That arm's going across. You just got to keep that posture down. That balloon's over that faucet. Slow drip coming on.
10 seconds left in the round here.
It's a race against time.
I'm not sure. I thought I heard the clapper, but I'm not sure.
Oh.
He's still fighting to try and get out, but that looks pretty tight. LaVertue
there it is, a tap. Beautiful triangle.
Michael Hay from Edmonton. Triangle choke victory over LaVertue, and the crowd goes wild here in the preliminary action for MFC 40.
Guys, 0-0 fights, doesn't get better than that. Beautiful bases displayed by both guys. Like a lot of things early on, you know, the jiu-jitsu guy comes up on top, he gets that submission, but when, you know, Alliance MMA and that grinding style gets that up with those powers, these both guys are kind of in that aspect where they keep going up, getting better and better and better. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, they rematch in the future, but lots of technique displayed, especially for debut fights, and congrats for Hay for that beautiful submission.
I'm impressed by both gentlemen coming here, making their pro debuts. Usually you see pro debuts a little bit more wild, but both guys showed tremendous skill, both standing and on the ground.
Yep.
Well, let's get to Alex Hindmarch and get the official results. There you have it, Michael Hay, your winner by triangle choke in the very first round, and the crowd seems happy.
got a nice fan base for that first fight. That's beautiful. That might be a little bit of a pep in his step that pushed him over the edge to get him that back, get that choke, get that victory. You know, hometown crowds are you know, a big benefit. I felt that with the Edmonton support in my last fight. Gave me a little bit of a, you know, extra pep in my step as well, and I came through. Maybe that's the same case for this guy, but good job on the Edmonton fans pushing their guy. I like that.
Andrew McInnes, originally from Toronto, if I'm not mistaken, now lives in St. Albert, Alberta at Complete Fitness. Tell us a little bit about your gym and tell us a little bit about why you moved down to Edmonton. Yeah,
on the move, got to be honest, guys, once again, that Ontario commission's a bunch of jabronis. They're ruining MMA guys. There's so much talent, you know what I mean? So, I believe a lot of guys in Ontario needed, you know, bite the bullet, make the move like I did. They'd go to these MMA hotbeds like Edmonton, you know, and get these fights, get this experience, you know, and that's kind of what was my situation. You know, I had a little bit of a push coming off my jiu-jitsu ground, a little adversity early on in my career, and it was extremely difficult finding fights. So being out here in Edmonton was everything. Luckily, when I got here, Complete Fitness, Guy Lefebvre, Shara, SGPT, everybody took me in, and I really believe we're building something special. You know, just a solid, tight-knit group of guys trying to have fun and make it enjoyable for everybody, including the haters. So just hopefully good fights from us and good vibes.
If you're just joining us now, my name is Dave Pavlich, and I'm joined with Andrew Konda from the Maximum Fighting Championship, who just was injured for this fight card, had to pull out, but he'll be getting his shot at Jonathan Novaes, two guys that don't really like each other. I guess we're keeping things rolling here in the Maximum Fighting Championship. We got Cody Mormon against Levon Kinley, both undefeated fighters at 2-0.
Yeah.
Don't know much about either one of them. I know that Levon Kinley is from Vancouver, British Columbia, and Mormon is from Saskatoon. So both guys coming from out of town. No home crowd cheering for them. So what do you have there? You know anything about these guys?
Yeah, I did my research on Cody. Why? Because he's one of the guys, one of the fun guys on Top Main News that likes to have fun at my expense and say silly stuff, which I enjoy. So beautiful. Keep it up, guys. I'm an internet nerd. I did my homework, did a little look up on him. You know, once again, an Alliance MMA fighter, tough, grindy guy. And, you know, it's going to be against a guy that, you know, has a little bit of amateur experience as well. So I got to see Kinley's amateur fights. And he reminds me a lot of a guy named Matt DeRoche, really good fighter. I was lucky enough to room with him at some fights back in Ontario, which is a really cool guy. You know, he just plants his feet, has those long reach, likes to brawl it out. And, you know, this might be a kind of fight where, you know, that takedown might be forced based on the bigger guy striking, which I believe is Kinley.
Well, here you have it. Cody Mormon is making his way to the ring right now, undefeated at 2-0. Was he talking trash about you on the internet?
No, he didn't even word it badly, but he's one of the guys that I would think, if I wasn't me, that would say, I'm getting my ass beat by Novaes. You know what I mean? So I don't blame people for thinking that I'm a big underdog, which I am. That's the situation I want. I'm the underdog in my mind as well. He said that, so apologize if I make it seem like a super hater, but he said something in public that was anti-Andrew, and I don't like anti-Andrew, so I'm going to say something back.
There you have it. So cheering for Kinley tonight then.
No, I can't even say that. You know, he's a good athlete. He fights well. Like I said, that Alliance camp, with me having Southern in my eventual crosshairs, you know, there's a little animosity there. But, you know, they have skills. You know, I got to respect them. They have solid technique everywhere. Maybe little holes in the ground there, here and there. But he's a tough fighter, and I'm looking forward to seeing him scrap right in front of my eyes, 3 feet away. Beautiful.
Well, here you have it, Levon Kinley coming into the ring now. If you're just joining us, I'm Dave Pavlich, joined by Andrew Konda from the Maximum Fighting Championship Lightweight Division. If you want to know more about the fighters that are fighting tonight and Andrew, you can log on to MaximumFighting.com. Follow us on Twitter at Maximum Fighting. Follow us on Instagram at Maximum Fighting. And on Facebook, obviously, at Maximum Fighting. Social media is taking over the world, right, Andrew?
Yeah, unfortunate. I'm on my phone way too much. Everybody I know is on way too much, but That little sucker's way too enjoying not to get on there, get your fight news, say your little part, and have fun with it. We need more nature in our life. That's what we need.
Definitely. We're too much city orientated, but right now we're bringing the wild beasts from the nature right here in the Maximum Fighting Championship. Kinley looks like he's much bigger than Mormon.
Yeah, Mormon looks lean. He has a big frame, not much on it. So he's probably one of those guys that maybe could suck down to 45, but I think he'd be better off, putting a little bit more weight on and making that strong wrestling base a little bit stronger with, more athleticism from a good strength coach and progress at 55. But yeah, he's a big guy, like I said, built like DeRoche, almost like a Wreck-It Ralph kind of guy. Big shoulders, probably going to throw those bombs. It's going to be an interesting fight right now. Dancers.
We got the Rush Dancers, Edmonton Rush Dancers that are going to be here tonight.
Woohoo. He does have a pretty good beard. Got to give a little bit of edge to the guy with the bigger beard at all times.
With a record of 2 wins, no losses. Fighting out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Cody Mormon. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'8" inches tall, weighing in at 155.4 pounds. 2 wins, no losses. Fighting out of Vancouver, British Columbia.
At the same time, Kinley doesn't look as jacked up as he was on his YouTube videos, but still a big guy. Still definitely going to throw those bombs. Maybe that mass decrease is going to add to his speed and get that knockout for him.
I'm super excited for this matchup. 2 undefeated guys. You can't go wrong with that. Somebody's going home with a loss. So here we go. Kinley, Mormon, MFC 40 undercard. Keep it rolling. Let's keep the action going. I want to see finishes every single fight tonight. And you know what? With this
it's
fight
possible.
Card, it is possible. Definitely
Every
possible.
guy in this card's a finisher. There's no, wrestle decision guys, really, even with MFC. So that's what you have to like as a fan. These ropes are beautiful. As a fan, MFC's got to be the place, man. Got to be the place. Stiff. Ooh. All those kicks are just going shin to shin. Maybe good in the judge's eye. That one was a little bit higher around that quad. Oh.
And now they clinch up against the ropes. We got Mormon in the red and white Hayabusa trunks. And we've got
Kinley in the Rukas.
In the Rukas.
Oh, nice break.
At this
nice.
point,
That was a beautiful knee right there. Maybe touch that liver, crumple him up a little bit.
I like those knees from the clinch.
Yeah, flared that elbow up, delivered that knee right underneath the elbow, just above that pocket. That's a money shot right there. Hit it once again. Those take their tolls, guys. Like, get hit in the head, that's crappy, but get hit in that liver, man, that's no fun all day. Doesn't matter who you are.
Well, the boss rootin' Inside MMA, you can catch that right now, actually. Inside MMA on AXS TV.
Yep.
Immediately before MFC 40 Crown Kings. I'm just watching the action here. Both some dirty boxing.
Another
nice
solid elbow. Another solid elbow. Really good frames and jacking up his underhook inside that clinch. And he's even
nice
winning that striking battle. Once again, that was almost like a toe stab, Shane Campbell style to the liver. And now we're banging, guys.
Wow. Here we go. Nice dirty boxing and uppercut.
Nice
from
uppercut
Kinley there too.
Nice. Good drive right to side control. Little bit awkward bringing this cage, or the ring, excuse me. It's way better for the fans, but as a grappler, sometimes your limbs get stuck in those ropes. It messes things up a little bit, and it can mess up your day. So Kinley did a really good job controlling his opponent, pushing him away from the ropes, and then getting right back in that scramble, pinning his arm down with that left leg, almost looking for that salivary beatdown position. There it is, BJ Hughes style. Nice top game right there.
Nice vicious elbows from Kinley to Mormon. Nice on top. That's a whole different world. I think Mormon, had the upper hand a little bit with the stand-up.
I agree. He was pulling ahead on the feet and in that clinch, but that big drive by Kinley and these big shots being delivered can't really generate too much power in that short wingspan, but definitely stiff shots that the guy has to respect and the refs paying strict attention to.
3 rounds in the lightweight division here in the MFC 40 undercard. 2 undefeated athletes, Cordy Moorman and Levon Kinley. Kinley on the bottom, or on the top, excuse me, and Moorman on the bottom. Now he's working for full mount here.
Yeah, so Kinley's just trying to position himself. The thing on the bottom is Moorman has really good footwork, but really poor upper body work right now. All right, so he had his feet grapevine, which was not grapevine, excuse me, lockdown, pulling Kinley's hip out, preventing from passing, preventing from posture, doing power with his shots. Doing a really good job with the footwork. But his upper body position, like I said, was a little bit off. Kinley capitalized, got his feet back, and now he's dropping those short shots once again. While Moorman's trying to wrestle up with that single leg, but big guy like Kinley on top of you, that's not going to be a fun time. Yeah, trying to push in the mount right now. Maybe getting a little bit greedy, looking for that 3/4 mount. But fairly good hips by Moorman right away. But he's got that left underhook. He's going to pull his hips out to the left and wrestle his way up. So having your head way out there, you're not just in danger for striking. Obviously, his elbows being displayed right now, but shoulder pressure in jiu-jitsu still enables him to go for those passes into side control, into mount, gain that position, and then after that, advance by posturing and getting those big shots off. But good little mini fights right there, but at the same time, maybe a little bit green jiu-jitsu for both guys, but at this stage in their career, you got to be fairly impressed. Once again, very good footwork being displayed by Moorman right now, kicking that leg out, preventing that posture, letting himself gain that leg control, hopefully wrestle up, but that big guy squeezing your neck. Up. That's power. That's power. His core. I think this might be it. Put that back into it. His head, he's tapping underneath. Beautiful. Nice squeeze. And good on Kinley right now. That tap was underneath his back. He could have held that till he went to sleep, but being a good sportsman, he felt that tap on the other side of the ref, let go, no complaints by Moorman. Is a talented guy, so hopefully we'll see more of him, but Kinley's a tough guy to be paid attention to as well in the MFC lightweight division.
Great transition, great finish by Levon Kinley. 2 fights, 2 finishes. That's what the MFC is all about in 2014. Let's pick up the action here. And still undefeated Levon Kinley from Vancouver, British Columbia. I think we'll see more of this gentleman here in the Maximum Fighting Championship.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely a talented guy. But the thing is, this lightweight division, don't mean to toot my horn too much being a part of that lightweight division myself, but you got to go down that list of murderers row guys. So Gallant, Marcus Edwards, Shane Campbell, Galecchio, Southern, my buddy Garrett Nybaken's in there as well. There's tons of killers, and that big step up might be too much.
That might be
Time
a good
will only
fight.
tell.
Levon Kinley and Nybaken.
Yeah, I'd like that right there. Nasty loves to scrap. Hopefully he's going to be good to go soon. Good scrap. Unfortunately, horrible song.
Kinley might have to stay on the undercard for a couple more fights, but definitely a talent here. Undefeated prospect in the lightweight division. Exciting matchup. Moorman seems a little bit depressed, but I mean, that's got to come with a loss, right?
Guys, you could say whatever you want, but losing is the worst thing on earth, especially to real competitors, guys. I'm looking at Moorman right now, and he's devastated. There's nothing I hate more than sitting in the back being, oh crap, they got me. Maybe got to learn from that, positive. No, if you show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser, right? So Moorman may have lost his bout. He's a little, upset about it, of course, as anybody would. But it's all on him right now to use that power to better himself, add to that technique. Got his experience tonight in these bright lights against a tough guy. It's all on him to come back right now, and let's just see if that character comes out. Hopefully it does. Always nice to see these guys come through, especially when they put on good scraps like this in the undercard.
Well, MMA is the purest form of sport. I mean, you can play one-on-one basketball and one guy wins, and then they say, okay, let's fight. The guy that wins the fight is probably the bigger man, right? So it comes down to that. Once you lose in MMA, you can't say, hey, let's go play basketball.
Yeah, guys, I came up playing hockey my whole life. You know what I mean? I was one of those guys, after school, I was rushed to hockey practice, up, 6 a.m. in mornings and stuff like that. And then, I really tried to go far with the goaltending thing, and it didn't work out for me. I put so much time into it, and it is a hard sport, but there's nothing on earth, like getting on those jiu-jitsu mats, getting your head ripped off by Drysdale, Sheldon Westcott squeezing on your head. That's no fun. Guys getting beat up and being that fire. There's nothing comparable sport-wise, that I'll ever be able to, trade off with MMA, except for those sports within itself, wrestling, boxing, so on. These contact sports take everything out of you, and it's just tough ride. So highest highs, lowest lows. That's what we just witnessed right now. Kinley's all fired up, did a great job tonight. Mormon's on the low side of that. Once again, let's see what he comes back with in the future.
If you're just joining us, we're here live at ringside for MFC 40 Crown Kings. We have a superb overcard, main card that's going to air live on AXS TV, which is your home for mixed martial arts. Right now, we just seen Levon Kinley stay undefeated at 3-0, who just beat Mormon with a beautiful guillotine choke. And then our first fight of the evening, Mike Hay took out Justin LaVirtue with a triangle choke. I'm joined with Andrew Conda, MFC lightweight division. Tell us a little bit about Complete MMA.
The hashtag White Snake.
Hashtag White Snake. We've just seen Sheldon Westcott, who's a training partner of yours, trains at Complete on the Ultimate Fighter show. Tell us a little bit about your gym and tell us about the talent that's in there right now.
Yeah, we have a ton of talented guys. It's one of those things where everybody on earth loves their gym. They play their favorites. They promote themselves to the extreme. But aside from it, the big thank yous and positive stuff to say about my team, it's all about going to these gyms, finding out what works for you, being in that good atmosphere. And I believe we're on something great at Complete Fitness, as the same as the other gyms throughout Ontario, especially Western Ontario, getting to actually fight. It's just lots of good gyms popping up, but got to give that plug. Complete Fitness, St. Albert Martial Arts. We have Cam Yellitz. We have solid guys. Cam Ford, Jaron McComb, Cody Cron, Savages that fought alongside me in the last MFC 39. It's just good vibe, good training spot. If you want to check it out, come check it out. If you want to have fun with it, do whatever you want, man. Enjoy your life.
Awesome. We got AXS TV here. The cameras are going to be rolling soon for our main card. We've got one more fight between Corey Gower and John Bernard. Andrew McInnes training with Corey Gower, his jiu-jitsu coach. We're going to be joined by Ryan McGilvery here shortly. So please, Andrew, tell your fans how to get a hold of you via social media, via Facebook, or come by the gym.
Yeah, hit me up on Twitter, Andrew Conda, or just I just think nowadays you just Google my name and some sort of stuff will pop up. If you want to follow me, good deal. I like it.
Well, thank you very much for joining us here at ringside. I know you got a lot of work to do, probably preparing Gower up next here.
Yep.
And then Shane Campbell, who trains with you, who's going to headline AXS TV's main card, first fight of the night.
Yep.
K1 superstar, kickboxing guy. How's his jiu-jitsu game? How's he going to switch over to MMA here?
I've been with Shane longer than anybody pretty much throughout my years in the fight game, jiu-jitsu game, whatever you want to call it. I was lucky enough to train with him at a Lynn's gym, Iron Tiger, now House of Champions, back in Ontario. I kind of went there every day, got my beatings in from that world-class striker, which continue till this day. The whole time our relationship has pretty much just been, train. I help him with his jiu-jitsu, try to give him little pointers, especially with us having little or similar toolkits, being longer limbed, especially for our weight class. Our game's kind of striking and jiu-jitsu combined well, so and then it's just kind of all combined within itself. Like I said, jiu-jitsu, I help him out. Striking, obviously he helps me out. Toe stabs me every day. He's a bad dude. Hopefully he gets his win.
Scratch my back, scratch your back kind of relationship between you and Shane Campbell. Both now in the lightweight division of the Maximum Fighting Championship. Would you guys ever fight?
Oh, man. Oh, I'm on the big screen. No. No, we fight all the time. And the thing is, maybe if they would ever be even considered, it would be at the exact, apex of their careers, fighting for titles and stuff like that. It would be in a situation like that. But instead of being, potential rivals, we joke around about it. Legion of Doom, best tag team in WWF history. Me and Shane Campbell, Legion of Doom. He's a striking one on the. I'm Hawk because he's cooler than Animal, and Shane's a little shorter than I am, so he gets to be a short guy. Legion of Doom.
Well, thank you very much, Andrew McInnes. Like he said, you can follow him on Twitter at Andrew Conda. Go to MaximumFighting.com. Learn some more about Andrew McInnes and all the other superstars here in the Maximum Fighting Championship. And we're going to be joined by Ryan McGilvray shortly. Thank you again very much.
Thank you, bud.
Well, if you're just joining us now, my name is Dave Pavlich, and now I'm joined by a good friend of mine, Ryan the Kid McGilvray, former MFC superstar, now straight coach at Legends Mixed Martial Arts. Awesome gym here in Edmonton. Tell us a little bit about Mike Hay and his victory, who you teach him.
Yeah,
You're his instructor.
He's one of my best students. He's in the gym 6-7 days a week, even before he took the fight. So his camp wasn't really a camp. It was just a day-to-day, like it was just like living a normal life. But, I mean, I was really impressed with how calm he was. It didn't look like his first fight. Even in a couple of transitions where he didn't get the upper hand, he didn't lose faith. He didn't panic. He looked phenomenal. He looked really, really good. I'm very proud of him.
We're definitely impressed with Michael Hay. Went 1-0, now undefeated in mixed martial arts. First fight in the Maximum Fighting Championship under the big lights. He didn't seem intimidated at all. That's probably because he has such a great coach like you to teach him the ropes. But that was awesome. Our next fight, John Bernard from Hawaii on the undercard. This is the first time I think we've seen such a far Bernard from such far away here on the undercard from Hawaii, undefeated fighter against Corey Gower here from Edmonton. How do you see that fight going down?
It's going to be a good fight. Like you said, it's a long ways away. There's a 4-hour time difference. I mean, the last time I remember someone from Hawaii was Scott Junk a long time ago, but he was in the main card. But I see how he handles the 4-hour time difference, and it's a big change for him to get used to. But if he got used to it, he's going to be a hard guy to beat for Gower.
Bernard and Gower is going to be next up here, our main event here for our preliminary matchups at MFC 40. We're here ringside. The electricity in the air is going to be crazy for our main card live on AXS TV. What fight on this super stacked, I hate to use the word stacked, but I mean, for lack of better words, it's just super stacked. Which fight are you most looking forward to on the main card, Ryan? I
mean, like you said, it's tough to say. Like, even from bottom to top, I mean, you got Aaron Gallant in there. His last fight he's got some heavy hands. I fought him, actually, my third fight. He only hit me once. He broke my orbital bone. The kid hits like a truck, and that was at 170, and now that he's at a proper weight class, he's got some heavy hands for that weight class. Kevin Kroom, I've trained with him up in Albuquerque, and the kid's got the potential to be one of the best in the world. Like, he's on that level. Very, very good. Victor Valimaki, I mean, how long has it been since I've seen him? I'm excited to see his comeback, and even if you see a fraction of what he used to be, he's going to be a tough man to beat. Trained with him for years, and he is not fun to train with. So that'll be a great fight, too. And then you get the main events, semi-main event, main event. You can play Kurt Southern's super fun to watch. Dude hits like a truck, and he's always scrappy like crazy. You got Sam Alvey. He is intensely fun to watch.
Let's take a quick second. We'll start with Shane Campbell, Jaron Burke. I want to know your picks tonight. Campbell, Burke.
I think Campbell. The only thing I was worried about is the cut looked hard for him, but if he recovered well, he's going to have the upper hand in this one.
Okay, so Campbell over Burke. Then we have, this is the fight I'm most excited for, Marcus Edwards, he's been hyped as the next big thing in the Maximum Fighting Championship, and maybe one of the next big things here in the sport of mixed martial art. And he's taking on our fastest KO in history winner, Aaron Gallant, who knocked out Jelly in 7 seconds. Who do you got?
It's going to be a tough one. I think I can go with Aaron Gallant. I mean, his record doesn't reflect how good he is now. In the beginning of his career, he fought some tough guys, and I think he's on a tear lately. I think it's going to be a tough fight.
The kid going with the upset with Gallant, but he's undefeated in 3 years. Everybody's overlooking Gallant, saying that he's in over his head, but undefeated in 3 years, never lost at 155, coming off 7-second KO, and went to Team Alpha Male to train with Uriah Faber for this fight.
He's got a lot of good things on his favor. And like I said, in the beginning of his career, he fought some guys who were really tough. I mean, they don't reflect his record on how good he really is.
Next up, bantamweight title eliminator, because our champion Anthony Burchak was injured. We got Jesse Brock, who's a phenomenal wrestler. He's beat some of the biggest names in the bantamweight division, against Kevin Kroom, who's got 10 fights, 10 wins in a row, 7 KOs at bantamweight, which is huge. Both guys ranked in the top 20 in the world. Who do you got? Who's taking on Burchak next?
I got to go with Kevin Kroom. I mean, like I said, I've trained with him before in Albuquerque. He's a very long, lanky, big 135. And he's tough as they come. He's a little crazy. He's a little bit weird, but man, when he comes to fight, he comes to fight.
Then we got Bill Widler, Mean Bill Widler. He looks like a tough guy. He looks like he's mean. He wants to crash Victor Valimaki's comeback party here in the Maximum Fighting Championship. Victor used to be former MFC World Light Heavyweight Champion. He's been around. He's been to the big show. He's been back. This is his comeback. He looks great. Who do you got?
Got to go with Victor. I mean, the other guy's good, but I don't think he's fought anyone near the caliber of Victor. And Victor's been in there, with, like you said, with some of the best guys in the world. I mean, one of my favorite fights I've ever watched was when Vic fought David Heath. I still think Vic won that fight. It's a tough one for him, but he's coming back, finally coming back stronger, in a better headspace. And even on a bad day, Vic is a tough guy to beat.
We're going to go to Alex Hidmarch right now for our main event of the preliminaries. Then we're going to come back to the kid and find out who he thinks are going to win the championship titles tonight. John Bernard making his way down from Honolulu, Hawaii to Edmonton, to downtown Edmonton, Alberta, 2-0 professional. He's also a kickboxer with a tremendous record in the sport. Seems like a nice kid. Seems a lot smaller than Gower, though.
He does. He looks like quite a bit smaller, but I mean, if you've learned anything in this sport, you can't judge a book by its cover. So I wouldn't hold that against him. Sometimes maybe he's a little bit quicker. Never know what's going to happen in this sport.
There you have it. You heard it from the kid McGilvery. John Bernard coming down. Let's wait for him to come down to the ring. Wow, he looks like he's got some good fast hands there. Did a little shadow boxing, and I'm impressed. Well, it looks like we're about half full right now, and that's surprising for the preliminaries, especially being on a Friday night. People work till 5. The fights are a little bit early here in the Maximum Fighting Championship, but people are coming out to support, which is always good to see. Our main card, people are finally starting to come in. Main card, 8 p.m., AXS TV. Super pumped for it.
It's going to be a great card. I mean, you guys put it together. Awesome card. Really excited to watch all these fights. There's not one that I was, I'm going to go grab a drink after or anything. I'm going to sit down and watch all of these. They're really, really good.
Hey, you know what? Usually me too. There's 1 or 2 fights. I'm like, okay, I'll get a popcorn here. But I'm going to be at the edge of my seat for every single one of these matchups.
All the guys, they have great finishing power. I mean, there's not one fight where I'm like, this is probably going to go the distance. They all look like they can finish. Going to be some exciting fights.
Well, we're 2 for 2 tonight. 2 fights, 2 finishes. Let's keep that momentum rolling with this main event here, the preliminary fights. Then we go live on AXS TV. McGilvery and I are going to take a selfie here at ringside. We're going to pull the Ellen DeGeneres. Awesome. We got Darren from Yokohama Tire, one of our huge sponsors here in the Maximum Fighting Championship. He's in the selfie. Check it out on Facebook at Maximum Fighting. We got a great night up ahead. We're waiting right now for Corey Gower, who's making a grand entrance here in the Maximum Fighting Championship, and it's going to be intense.
He's got a lot of great guys in his camp. Looking forward to seeing how much he's improved lately. I wouldn't be against the idea of all these fights ending with jiu-jitsu. I mean, I'm a little biased, but
follow me on Instagram at DPavlich. Follow me on Twitter at DPavlich to see this selfie that we just took. And please follow Kid McGilvery on his stuff.
At Kid McGilvery.
At Kid McGilvery.
It's nice and simple.
Don't worry, kid. I'm going to give us a 10.
You're going to give us a 10? Okay, perfect. We don't get a lot of sun here in Edmonton.
8-month winter here in Edmonton, right?
Yeah, and the rest is your construction season.
I flew in from Toronto for this glorious event, MFC 40, Crown Kings. We're about to kick off the main event of the preliminary card. Then we're going to go live on AXS TV. Alex Hidmarch, our ring announcer, giving us a lowdown on the fight.
Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 foot 6 inches tall, weighing in at 135.4 pounds, 2 wins, no losses, fighting out of Maka, Hawaii, untamable John Bernard. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, standing at 5 foot 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds even, 4 wins, 2 losses, fighting out of Edmonton, Alberta, Corey the Hatchet Gower.
Here we go. Both gentlemen got a touch gloves here.
For Bernard being from so far away, almost just as loud cheering for him as it was for Gower.
I don't think people realize that maybe Gower's from here.
It might be true. I was impressed how loud it was in here for Mike, being first fight of the night. Like you said, prelim starting pretty early.
Yeah, definitely. The crowd was going wild for Michael Hay, but that's what we like to see. Plus, he showed a lot of skill, right? So
Yeah.
people aren't just cheering just because they know him. They're cheering because he's got some skill.
He's got a bright future, just turned 21 years old. Like I said, he's in that gym every single day. He's going to be very good one day. Here we go. Oof. Nice inside check here. Gower's got a bit of a long stance. Bernard's definitely taking advantage of that. Likes letting those feet go.
Wow, nice kicks from Bernard.
I mean, you don't always want to assume when they're wearing tie shorts that they got good kicks, but this guy's definitely representing.
John Untamable Bernard taking on Corey Gower here in our main event.
Good exchange.
Ooh, a little cup
little
shot
low.
there.
Seems like he's going to be okay. Those are never fun. Gower getting a little red inside that lead leg already.
Wow, beautiful kicks from Bernard. He seems like his kickboxing game is definitely on point. Oh,
For being the
Gower's
shorter
taking no
fighter,
prisoners.
Bernard's definitely the shorter fighter, but he's using those kicks really well. When you got a guy with longer arms, you definitely got to use those hands. Low again, little touch. Gower's got to watch those low blows. Oh, nice over. Oh, nice hook by Bernard. Oof, that one landed nice. Overhand right. Bernard thinking he got him hurt, pressing the action, look for the takedown. He
Nice
gets it.
takedown by Bernard.
Gower's got those long legs to look after. Looks
If
like he
you're
got
just
that guard
joining us
back.
now, we have John Bernard taking on Gower here in the main event of our preliminary fights. I'm Dave Pavlich, joined by Kid McGilvery. Ringside here, right in front of us is the action. Bernard on top in Gower's full guard.
Nice.
Now standing up, throwing down some punches.
That's a pretty good view for us. Sitting right on top of our lap, almost coming on the table.
And you know we have a good referee in Kyle Cardinal because he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt himself.
Yeah, Kyle's always had a really good control of the action. We're blessed in Edmonton to have great refs.
Nice Nice uppercut and elbow combination there by Gower.
Gower now looking for the takedown, picks him up, and he gets on top. Those long, lanky guys sometimes are really tough on the ground. See how Bernard handles them. See what his game like on the back.
Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook at Maximum Fighting. We're here ringside at MFC 40. Catch all the action at your home for MMA AXS TV at 8 p.m. Mountain, 10 Eastern.
Nice little hammer fist. Setting up that head and arm choke. He's got to watch out. Got that full guard back.
Nice overhead view there of our crystal glass logo. Sponsors the Maximum Fighting Championship.
Fans are definitely getting into it. Ooh, nice elbow. Nice elevation. Both guys showing some skills on the ground, little ground and pound. Bernard playing with that butterfly sweep.
Who do you give the advantage here on the ground?
Both guys have looked more dominant on the ground when they were on top. So so far it's been whoever's got the top position has been looking a little bit better. Nice transition all the way to the back. Got one hook in.
Bernard looking to stay undefeated here in Canada, all the way from Hawaii. He's also educated. He's got his degree in marketing. And that's the thing with mixed martial art fighters. Seems a little bit more educated than the sport of boxing.
I mean, there's a little bit of both. I've met some pretty smart boxers and some lesser so in the MMA world. But, yeah, definitely. I mean, MMA is just a giant chess game. It's a beautiful, fun thing about it. So it takes a little bit of intelligence in there. You can't just go out there swinging as hard as you can because you're going to get caught. He's got both hooks in now from the back, looking for that choke. That arm's underneath the throat. Gower's got to worry about his left arm, not so much the right one. Looking for that short choke. Looks like it's in pretty deep.
It's hard to tell from here.
Oh, spun out of it. The choke's gone, but now he's looking to transfer into a mount.
Gower showing a little bit of heart there. And now trying a submission on his own.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough to finish from mount. Last 10 seconds, see if he can score some points. Finish the round strong. Entertaining first round, back and forth. I think Bernard definitely got the upper hand on that one, though. Be interesting to see what Gower's corner says about those kicks and how to get away from them. Those definitely did some damage on the feet.
MaximumFighting.com. Go check out the website. Learn about the fighters that are here on the main card. It's going to be a stack card. 6 fights live on AXS TV. 2 fights so far, 2 finishes. Are we going to see this one maybe go the distance? Both guys seems fairly evenly matched.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I definitely give that first round to Bernard. He had a submission attempt in there, looked much better on the feet. I mean, Gower scored some points and had some good shots in there, but I think Bernard controlled most of it. He was definitely the aggressor in the fight up to this point. Oof. He's got some heavy hands. Throws everything with malice. Bernard's super calm in there. Both guys seem pretty fresh still in the second round. Those body kicks are definitely opening up there. Now Gower's sending that southpaw stance.
This is a very fun fight. Very back and forth. A lot of action. Bernard seems to be a little bit advantage on the stand-up, but Gower seems to have a little bit of advantage on the ground if I'm paying attention properly here.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely controlled more of that, the ground in the first round, but Bernard was the one with the submission attempt too, so it's hard to say.
And now Gower's throwing those mean kicks, so, you know, it's a toss-up either way. That length of Gower over Bernard must play a big factor here.
Absolutely, and now Gower's starting to throw his kicks in there too. Before, when he was just throwing his hands, Bernard was getting the advantage because his legs are as long as Gower's arms, unfortunately. Nice takedown. Both guys pretty slick with their transitions on the ground. Stepping that half guard. Gower's trying to isolate that arm. Get his guard back. That length, like I said, is really tough to deal with on the ground. Sets up a lot of different transitions, a lot of submissions, and it's tough to get around those legs.
Gower's got the full guard.
Throwing some elbows from the bottom. I've been split open by those before. They're not a lot of fun.
Gower victorious in his MFC 39 debut. Now taking on Bernard here, who's undefeated in his own right. Bernard in the orange trunks, Gower in the black. Gower trying to pass guard right now.
Got a nice double under. That's a great way to pass those long legs. Sometimes going around him is the easiest way. Got that good side control now. There you go. Corey's got to make up his mind whether it's going in or out. Got to get off his back. Anytime you get flattened out on your back, that's when you're controlled. Try to stay up on those hips. Bernard's doing a good job of controlling, but he's not doing a lot of damage yet. Stepped into the mount, see if he can do some damage here. He's got the back, the hooks in again. This is where you got him in trouble in the first round. He's definitely got a little more time to work this time. Gower wants to try to make him carry his weight, try to get up a little higher. The higher Gower is, the harder it is for him to choke. Bernard was able to get him a little bit lower. Looking for that short choke. He's getting under that chin really well, but he's not being able to lock it in yet.
Bernard trying to finish the fight here on Gower's back with a choke, all the way from Hawaii to keep his undefeated streak going.
Nice spin into the guard from Gower. Nice escape.
Gower now on top, raining down elbows and punches. We're going to go live with the MFC 40 Crown Kings main card with Mr. Chervallo and Pat Miltage live on AXS TV in less than 25 minutes.
Doing some damage from the top. This is what Bernard was missing in his top game. Good control, but he wasn't doing a lot of damage. Gower's taking advantage of that top position, raining down a lot of shots.
Now the ropes are playing a little bit of a factor here. As a fighter, do you like fighting in a ring or cage better?
I spent the majority of my career with the MFC, so fighting in a ring. So I think I adapted and got used to it. As a grappler, I think the cage is definitely a little bit better to work with. But it's easier to get the takedown in a cage, but it's easier to get back up. The ring makes it a little tougher to get that takedown, but it's hard to get back up. You can't use the ropes as well. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword in that way.
But definitely the fans always win when it's in a ring. Better viewing. Better seeing, but we're seeing a little bit of blood here from Bernard or Gower. I think Bernard.
It's from Bernard above his right eye, I believe. Caught one of those elbows. Last 10 seconds, see if he can do a little more damage. Oh, it's his left eye, maybe. Sorry.
Oh, he's bleeding. There we go.
Bleeding pretty good. He definitely did a lot more damage on the ground. Even though he wasn't on top maybe quite as long, he did a lot more damage from the top position than Bernard was able to.
The Edmonton Rush making history this year. Went 14-0 before losing a couple games, 16-2. Going to play the first time in their playoff history, first time in club history they made it to the playoffs. I was going to call it a fight, but there is a lot of fight. I know you played lacrosse growing up. It's a very rough sport. They made it to the playoffs, and May 16th, be there at Rexall Place.
It's great. It's a great opportunity for Edmonton. I mean, we haven't had the most success in our pro sports teams in the past, but it's definitely a good start for the Edmonton Rush. And hopefully now that we signed my best friend Ben Scrivens to the Oilers, they'll do a little better too.
Yeah, definitely Edmonton should rise up and go cheer a team that's actually winning. I know we're diehard Oiler fans here in Edmonton, but you got to support the winners.
Exactly. It's a great action-packed sport, fast-paced, not a lot of whistles. It's a great, fun sport to watch. all ages.
Not as much action as mixed martial arts, and we're here live on Ringside MFC 40. I mean, it's a great sport to watch, but here
Not
we
quite
are
as good as
live.
when we got this.
No, definitely not. And we got the third round here between Bernard and Gower. Who's winning this fight right now, McGilvery?
I think we got one round apiece. I think Bernard took the first round, and then Gower was definitely a little more, did a lot more damage in the second round.
So here we go. It comes down to the third round, our last fight in the preliminary. Thank you for joining us on Facebook. And here we go. We're going to find out who's going to win in the next 5 minutes here.
Nice, beautiful butterfly sweep by Bernard. He's slowing down a little bit. Looks a little bit less desperate. Gower knows that it's on the line right now, and he's pushing a little bit harder, but that was a beautiful sweep.
The level of talent here in the Maximum Fighting Championship, obviously on the main card, is huge, but it's improving immensely on the undercard, and it's very exciting, especially with Mike Hay, pro debut, but looked fantastic tonight, winning with a triangle choke. Then Levon Kinley, keeping it 3-0, staying undefeated in the second fight, and now here from Honolulu, Hawaii, Bernard and Gower. Who's going to win? We're going to find out. Gower here should be throwing some backward elbows here.
Yeah, he's trying to hook the head, which is kind of giving him the back a little bit when Bernard had his hook in already, but maybe he feels something we don't feel. It's hard to say when you're watching. Not always going to do what I would do in a fight, which is fine because it didn't always work. Nice transition back on top for Gower. Like I said, he's just a little more desperate, it seems, in this third round, at the beginning of it anyways. Maybe Bernard's corner told him he was up 2-0, and maybe he's just trying to coast through this one. Who knows? But Gower definitely looks like he's trying to win this round, win this fight.
Bernard holding the ropes a little bit there, but the ref didn't see it. Ooh, weird little scramble there.
Again, that's that desperation. He just kind of rolled with it and kind of accepted where he was.
That cut seemed to make an impact on Bernard a little bit, and he seems a little bit tired here in the third round.
Yeah, some people feel a little defeated when they get cut. Some people feel that sense of urgency, that panic, because you don't know how bad it is, especially because it's over top of his eye. But it does seem to be playing a factor. That head and arm choke looked kind of tight. Bernard definitely squinting on this one. Getting a little bit of space on his neck, on his shoulder, but Gower's got to take a big step and try to get a little more to the side. He wants to walk around over the top of his head. That elbow looks like it's about to sneak out.
That looks tight to me. He's throwing the thumbs up there.
Yeah, it looked like he snuck out a bit. Now he's turning, looking to take the back from here. Like I said, great transitions in this.
Bernard showing tremendous heart here in the third round. Got cut in the second, and now almost had to submit to an arm triangle. But he's worked his way out and now fighting to get the back.
Yeah, he's got him set up. I wouldn't hate seeing a crucifix from here. Be pretty sweet.
If you're just joining us now, this is the third and final round of our preliminary main event. I'm joined by Kid McGilvery, Ryan McGilvery. I'm Dave Pavlich, and you can follow me on Twitter at DPavlich, and you can follow Ryan at Kid McGilvery. Don't forget to follow Maximum Fighting at Maximum Fighting and log on to the website www.maximumfighting.com. Big shout out to Tiburon Films to making all this possible. Steve there is just incredible talent here, and we're live on Facebook. So here we go. Let's see what Bernard does here on top position.
Like I said, he's got great control from top, but he's not doing very much damage. He's got to be landing those short shots. That's what opened up a lot of things for me early in my career when I wasn't that talented, was little shots, and guys give you gifts. I always tell my students it's always easier to get a gift than it is to go shopping, so take what he gives you. Try to open some things up with some short shots.
Now, it's the last under a minute left. Who's winning this fight? It seems like it's a little bit back and forth here in the third round. Now Bernard taking the back.
He's got that arm deep under the throat, no control of the hooks, but he can finish that sort of like a bully choke if he gets that deep enough and tight enough. There, he gets his hooks back in.
He's got 30 seconds left. This has definitely been a back and forth fight, and I wouldn't want to be a judge for this one.
Got him flat. Now, this is not where he wants to be. He's in trouble right now.
20 seconds.
Oh, and he spun out of it. Back in that mount. He's got that choke in right now. Oh. He let him spin the wrong way. Last 10 seconds coming up.
Whichever way this goes, it's been a very entertaining fight.
Bernard obviously exhausted. He's got a couple seconds left. Great fight.
I'm clapping for this one because that was a war 3 rounds in the MFC Bantamweight division. Corey Gower, John Bernard from Hawaii. Who do you have?
Like you said, I wouldn't want to be a judge in this one.
Both guys went for submissions. Both guys were close on submissions. Bernard's cut, does that play an impact on the judges' scorecard?
Absolutely, damage is part of the criteria, and then it just depends on what the judges value more. I think Gower did a lot more damage in the fight, but Bernard, he had a lot more submission attempts. He looked really good in the first round on his feet. So it depends on what the judges value more in this sense. It's hard to deny with the damage, though, because it's so visual.
It's been very entertaining here for the MFC 40 Crown Kings preliminary fights. We had Michael Hay take on LaVirtue, who he took out with a beautiful triangle choke. Then Levon Kinley took out Cody Mormon with a beautiful guillotine choke. And we went to a decision, our first fight going to the decision, Bernard and Gower, and we're just awaiting that right now. The main card, I just can't see a fight going to the decision on this main card.
No, I mean, there's a lot of the guys that are heavy knockout artists. It's definitely a stand-up card in the main card, and I'm looking forward to that. They've got a lot of guys that have a very, very well-rounded stand-up game. It should be very exciting. I'm looking forward to it a lot.
Well, you said Campbell over Burke, you said Gallant over Edwards, you said Kroom over Brock, you said Valimaki over Widler. We got 2 championship fights headlining this. The lightweight championship, Kurt Southern and Tom Galecchio, is a rematch. Galecchio took out Southern in the second round last fight at MFC 39, but Southern won the first round. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with Galecchio on that fight. Like I said, anytime you get a rubber match, the guy that won the first fight, you have to go with him. He beat him once already. It doesn't mean that it can't go the other way, but I have to give him the upper hand because he beat him the first time.
McGilvery goes with Galecchio, the BJJ black belt. And here we go. Who's winning this superb fight that we just won? Bernard or Gower? Whoa, we got a split decision here.
I think very fitting, though.
Corey Gower takes it by split decision. Either way, this could have just flipped a coin and picked the winner.
Yeah, again, I think just the damage that he was doing on top, even when you have that top control, judges don't see it just as control. You got to do damage from there and looking to finish the fight, and I think Gower definitely looked like he was trying to finish the fight every chance he had.
The MFC 40 preliminary fights are now over, but let's get back to the main card, which is going to be live on AXS TV in less than 15 minutes. You pick Galecchio to be the next MFC World Lightweight Champion. In the main event, we got Sam Alvey, currently champ, against Wes Sauford. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up quickly. Who are you picking?
I got Sam Alvey. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. I'm going to go with him all the way.
Sam Alvey. McGilvery goes with everybody in the red corner. MFC 40 is about to kick off live on AXS TV. Get AXS TV. Get to the Shaw Conference Center downtown. Thank you so much for joining me again, McGilvery. It's been my pleasure. It's been exciting. And we're going to go live on AXS TV in less than 10 minutes, so make sure to check in. Thank you very much, guys.